Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. 10 minutes more. 10 minutes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur. Jaya Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Prabhupada ki, ISKCON founder Srila Prabhupada ki, Jayam Vishnupad Paramamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Stotsa Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki, auspicious appearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Namachha Srila Thakur ki, Sri Sat Goswamis ki, Prem se kho Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki, Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakun Giri Govardhan ki, Sri Vrindavan Dham ki, Sri Mathura Dham ki, Sri Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki, Sri Nilachal Jagannath Puri Dham ki, Gangamai Jamunamai ki, Bhakti Devi Tulasi Devi ki, the Lordship Sri Sri Radharanath ki, Sri Giriraj Govardhan ki, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu Gaur Hari ki, Sri Panchatattva ki, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra ki, ISKCON Guru Vrinda ki, Guru Parampara ki, Vaishnav Thakur ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gau Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. Look to sweet Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for coming here to commemorate this wonderful, auspicious occasion of the appearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur Maharaj, the Guru, spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada. And it's my pleasure, my privilege and honor to introduce to you His Grace Jaisacinandana Prabhu, a very senior devotee here in the temple, and doing many services. He's actually like the backbone of the temple, and he teaches in Bhaktisiddhanta College of Education Culture. He attends to the needs, the resources that are needed for the temple. Been the temple commander for some time, and he's a very warm and loving devotee. So it's our honor to listen to him today. Hare Krishna.
The Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girdharidhari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girdharidhari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girdharidhari. Gopi Janavallabha Girdharidhari. Jaisacinandana Braja Janaranjana. Jaisacinandana Braja Janaranjana. Jaisacinandana Braja Janaranjana. Jaisacinandana Braja Janaranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanacharim. Jamuna Tira Vanacharim. Jamuna Tira Vanacharim. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Go Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Bolo. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Radhanath, Radha, Radhanath, Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Go Premanandi. Om Jnana Timrandasya Kananjana Shalakaya Chaksharam Malitam Jaina Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Tadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunath Anvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitamscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vayahevacha Patitanam Pavinebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. I know it's extremely hot, so please bear with us and tolerate the heat and cold, happiness, distress. Krishna is saying this in Bhagavad Gita. Become equipoised, but that's not easy. But we can try. So we'll read the Pranati mantra, which are very, very auspicious on this, especially on this day of Bhaktisiddhanta's appearance day. They say on the days of great acharyas that the appearance and the appearance days, they are not different. And on these days, we get special mercy when we meditate on the wonderful pastimes, the leelas of these great personalities. So today we'll share some of that. But I'll start with this Pranati mantras of Bhaktisiddhanta, just to set in some auspiciousness. Namahom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur Iti Namine. I offer my respectful obeisance unto His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Sri Vashabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripapdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayine Prabhave Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances to Srila Vashabhanavi Devi Daita Das, another name for Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, who is favored by Srimati Radharani, and who is the ocean of transcendental mercy and the deliverer of the signs of Krishna. Madhur Hujvala Premadhya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Sri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute. I offer my respectful obeisance unto you, the personified energy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, who delivers devotional service, encircled with conjugal love of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, coming exactly in the time of revelation of Srila Rupa Goswami. Namaste Gauravani Sri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudha Apasiddhanta Dvanta Arine. I offer my respectful obeisance unto you, who are the personified teachings of Lord Chaitanya. You are the deliverer of the fallen souls. You do not tolerate any statements against the teachings of devotional service enunciated by Sri Rupa Goswami. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. So it is said that after the disappearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, winding up his pastimes, which reached the peak of Vaishnava culture, and then gradually there was a dwindling, or there was apasiddhantas. There were like deviations of the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and there were many. And this actually corrupted the whole Vaishnava tradition, and people were taking this process very, very cheaply, until the time of the arrival of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the father of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur was in his own way, a very powerful sadhu, acharya, and very well versed in the English language. You can see by his writings. In one treatise he wrote on the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and it was accepted in the McGill University, I think in the year 1918, yeah, and 1918, yeah. And so he so much wanted the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, not only in India, but to go to the Western world. But who will do that? It was such a monumental task. Even in India, Lord Chaitanya was very much not so well known. What to speak of going to the Western. So Lord Chaitanya's message was Pritiviti Achayata Nagariti Gram Sarvahatra Prachara Aiba Moranam. That this message of Lord Chaitanya, the teachings of Krishna, the holy name, must go to every part of the world, not only in India, but in every town and village. But who will do that? Who will take that message? So he was praying like that. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was praying for a ray of Vishnu, a sun who will fulfill that desire of Lord Chaitanya. And this is how Bhaktisiddhanta appeared 6th of February 1874. 6th February, actually today is the 6th also. Yeah, 6th February 1874. He appeared in this world in Jagannath Puri. and later Prabhupada wrote a very wonderful poem glorifying this wonderful sadhu. And Bhaktisiddhanta appreciated that so much. He said, whatever he writes, print it. And this was the beautiful poem Prabhupada wrote on the appearance day of Bhaktisiddhanta. That was in 1933, around that time. His Vyasa Puja, one of those Vyasa Pujas. And Bhaktisiddhanta was so impressed with Prabhupada's writings that he said, whatever he writes, you print it. So the message of Lord Chaitanya was in good hands. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was also very, although he had many occupations as such, the manager of the Jagannath Puri temple, and he was a translator. At that time India was under British occupation, and he was translating in the courthouse. And the way he managed his time management, I think we have to study that. How he managed his time management, how he did everything in such, arranged in such a way that, he fulfilled all his obligations. He set time for writing letters, time for chanting, time to give darshan to whoever wanted to speak to him, time to go to court, and same time manage the Jagannath Puri temple. It was all very monumental in one sense for such a personality. Of course, he went through a lot of challenges also. There was so many challenges that he had to go through, but he had such faith in the Bhagavad Purana, the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, that he never faltered. He never gave up hope on that. He knew the teachings were the absolute truth, and it exposed all other cheating type of religiosities that were very prominent in India at that time. Cheating gurus who came to test him also. And he exposed them. So in that time, Bhaktisiddhanta was born, Bimal Prasad. That was his name, Bimal Prasad. So at the age of 7, he memorized the whole Bhagavad Gita. At the age of 7 years. We are still grappling, isn't it? Good. But anyway, at least we're getting somewhere. But this is the potency we see coming from such rich or aristocratic families, very in the line of the parampara. Of course, he has to be very, very powerful to be in that line. So he was helping his father in the printing. His father wanted him. His father had a lot of faith in this Bhaktisiddhanta. There was one incident where he was eating mangoes before it was offered to the deity, and his father admonished him, chastised him. You shouldn't do that. Before it's offered, you are eating bhog, it's sin. And from that day on, Bhaktisiddhanta took a vow never to eat mangoes. He never ate mangoes. I don't know if there's any that he had after that. He took a vow that he would not eat mangoes again. That's how strong his resolve was. Then his father wanted him to get initiated, take initiation from Gora Kishodas, Babaji Maharaj. Of course, Babaji Maharaj was like a very eccentric, very avadut. He would hang out in places where nobody would want to go because they didn't want to be disturbed. He saw through the fallacy of people. You know, they just come to ask some questions but never make any advancement like that. So to avoid such people, he would sit in places where, unthinkable places where they pass stool and like that. And he would wear the cloth from bodies that were washed down the Ganga, take those cloth and tie it around his head or wear it as scorpions. And he would eat from a skull. But who could understand such a Vaishnava? He was such, in his meditation he was in another bhav actually. Yeah. Gaura Kishodas. So when Bhaktisiddhanta approached him, initially he didn't want, he says, no, I have to get the permission of Lord Chaitanya. If he says okay. So on 3 occasions, Bhaktisiddhanta went to him and he got the same reply. Then he was on the verge, he said that he was going to commit suicide. And word got around that Bhaktisiddhanta was going to commit suicide. Then he said, no, I will initiate. He saw the resolve in Bhaktisiddhanta that he was so serious about taking initiation. So it also yet says that initiation is not to be taken cheaply. You know, we should really, he said, your first initiation is the most important, actually, into the Harinam initiation, the Diksha. And it should be taken very seriously. And so Bhaktisiddhanta showed in that way that how serious he was to accept Diksha from Gaura Kishodas. He said, this initiation marked the beginning of a life dedicated to spreading Krishna consciousness. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur took up the formidable task of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra 1 billion times. Now that is something, isn't it? 1, not million, 1 billion. He took a vow like that, and under very difficult circumstances. He would sit in some building that had no roof, and he would sit with his umbrella, just his umbrella from the rain, and he would eat rice cooked in Ganga water. That was his daily ration. Soaked rice in Ganga water, that was his. So he took such vows and such austerities. But all these austerities, he said, austerities is the wealth of a Brahmana. Austerities are the wealth, not how much money he has in the bank, how nice cars he got, how nice house how nice temple he's got. No. What austerities he performs. And that austerities are not to make him feel great, but that austerities that Krishna is the beneficiary. Bhoktaram jagya tapasam. Krishna is saying like that. I am the beneficiary of all your penances and all your austerities. Bhoktaram jagya tapasam. So when we dedicate all that to the Supreme Lord and to our spiritual master and to the Vaishnava community, austerities that we perform for their benefit, then our spiritual life becomes also blossoms like that. So by this he demonstrated the commitment of spiritual discipline. Residing in the Yoga Pith of Navadvip, he followed in the footsteps of Srila Haridas Thakur. He followed, he didn't imitate. He followed in the footsteps of Haridas Thakur. Yes, the Namacharya, the holy name. His unwavering commitment to the establishment of 64 Gaudiya Maths, that tells something, isn't it? 64 Gaudiya Maths. And I think he had like 60,000 followers. Is that correct? 60,000 throughout India, the different Maths. That you can tell what a formidable preacher he was by that. Temples in India, centers in Burma, even England and Germany. Because at one point he sent one of his disciples, His Holiness Bon Maharaj, to England to preach there. Of course, it was successful to an extent, but he did not make any devotees. But in Germany, there was two who became disciples of Srila Prabhupada in Germany. Yes. He was referred to as Narsingha Guru. That means he said he never lost semen. He was Naistiki Brahmachari. Thank you. Naistiki Brahmachari. Naistiki, say? Naistiki. Naistiki Brahmachari. I mean, he never lost semen, even in his adolescence. That's how disciplined he was and powerful. This became very powerful like that. Therefore, as the lion guru. Something about lions also. The lions, they have once a year only. They're also very controlled. They don't sleep like the monkeys. The lions also they have once in a year. Mating, yeah. So that's the mating. And especially against Mayavadis, he preached very strongly, and following in the tradition of the previous acharyas, Madhavacharya also was in that same mood of fighting or defeating Mayavad. Even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even when he was young, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was known as Digvijay. He would go to every village and challenge whoever was prepared to take him on, and he would defeat them. And they would surrender to him in debate, in discussions on philosophy, scripture. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta established the printing press, of course, following in the orders of his father. His father was printing the Sajana Toshani, and he wanted his son to take on a similar. And Bhaktisiddhanta said, yes. What will a small midanga make? How much noise can a small midanga make? that Brihat Mitanga. Brihat Mitanga is the printing press. It makes a bigger impression, isn't it? Therefore, he was printing so many literatures and newsletters and sending them out, that even if one person came back, he would send his disciples to sell these things. And even if one was sold one, he was so happy. He was so happy. At least somebody will go back to Godhead. Of the thousands and millions of people there. So that was his mood of books, literature. And when we study the communism and even the Christian, they became very powerful through literature, spreading of literature. Yes. Therefore, Prabhupada took that cue from Bhaktisiddhanta when he first met Bhaktisiddhanta. Although he was very, very apprehensive of the sadhu, he went and he was, he didn't regret. He did not regret why he met Bhaktisiddhanta the very first meeting. And of course, that time Prabhupada was a great follower of Indian nationalism, the Gandhi movement of Gandhi. But when he heard Bhaktisiddhanta say this, that this Krishna consciousness cannot wait, there's an urgency about spreading Lord Chaitanya's message to the Western world. And he said, you are intelligent young boys. You have to preach in the English language. Go to the West. But Prabhupada at that time was just married. This is 1922 when they first met. Prabhupada was, he had a son then. And he said, it's difficult. How can I do this? But he meditated on that message throughout his life. It's a lifetime in preparation. That chapter of Bhagavad is called A Lifetime in Preparation of Prabhupada. It took him like 40 years to follow that instruction of going to the West and preaching in the English language. 1922, 1965, Prabhupada came to the West. So it was like 40 odd years. They say along with the instruction comes the potency to carry it out. It may not be immediately, but when we meditate on the instructions, then they become a reality. The time factor is not important. The desire to fulfill that is important, to fulfill that desire of fulfilling the desire of the spiritual master. Of course, our duty as the disciples of our spiritual master is to follow, is to help them in their service to their guru. Yeah. And Srila Prabhupada was very grateful when his disciples, he would tell them, you all are such nice Western boys and girls, but you've come to help me. Krishna sent you, Lord Chaitanya sent you to help me in my mission. And he was appreciating that. And this happened in the Jew temple when he just got his room built and he was sitting in his room and all the disciples were there. And he was crying, looking at them, and he was reflecting how they had helped him to come to such a point of fulfillment of the desire of his guru to spread this message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You remember his books? Thank you for gifting me. I was looking for something and I found something. This is the dedication to their guru, Bhakti Saraswati. You'll have this book, Disciples of Bhakti Saraswati. You're reading it? Yes. There's a very nice article here. I'll read this quick. How much time you have? 10 minutes. Okay, good. This article explores how the previous acharyas carefully prepared the way for Srila Prabhupada's global preaching mission? How did the innovations, mood, and strategies of the previous acharyas facilitate the mission of Srila Prabhupada? This article seeks to answer these questions and discusses the vital roles played by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati in clearing the path for Srila Prabhupada's mission. After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu withdrew his worldly pastimes in 1534, this movement continued to flourish for some time. But it eventually weakened and almost disappeared. In the late 19th century, only a minority of the population of Bengal practiced Chaitanya Vaishnavism and accepted Lord Chaitanya as the most recent divine manifestation of Krishna. However, by the time practitioners of Chaitanya Bhakti or devotion Lord Chaitanya were confined to the margins of society, practically all these practitioners belonged to the Hapa Sampradayas, except for some rare souls like Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur played a foundational role in the revival of the authentic Chaitanya tradition and the emergence of his preaching spirits by establishing a number of important principles. He developed strategies which were later adopted and further developed by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati, Srila Prabhupada and ISKCON. In this series of lectures on the history of the previous acharyas, Srila Bhakti Charu Maharaj emphasized that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur revived the Gaudiya mission. He also printed and distributed Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and many other Vaishnava literatures. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati continued the printing work and distributed Chaitanya Vaishnavism all over India. Finally, Srila Prabhupada spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. From the success of Srila Prabhupada's achievements, we can understand that the cooperation between the previous acharyas in preparing the ground for him was part of Lord Chaitanya's or Lord Krishna's plan. The previous acharyas cherished within their hearts the desire to spread Krishna consciousness globally. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in particular, aspired to present Krishna consciousness to the Western world. Due to his awareness of the tenets and practice of Chaitanya Vaishnavism, his familiarity with British colonial culture and his knowledge of expressions of the Christian faith, he knew how to present Chaitanya Vaishnavism in a way that was understandable to the English-speaking world. He also showed how traditional religious faith could be legitimately expressed in terms of 19th century Bengali culture. It reached the bookshelves of McGill University in Montreal, the University of Sydney in Australia, and the Royal Asiatic Society in London. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati shared the vision of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur to spread Vaishnavism beyond the confines of India. To this end, he sent one of his sannyas disciples, Bhakti Hridaya Bon Maharaj, and two assistants on a mission to England and Germany in April 1933. In London, Bon Maharaj was well received and had the opportunity to meet with influential figures. He left a good impression, but was unable to make disciples. In Germany, he met Ernest Schultz, who helped him to publish the book Thoughts on Hinduism. They met influential people and gave lectures in universities. However, Bon Maharaj had to flee Germany as his presentations were found to be incompatible with National Socialism, racial theory. In 1933, both Schultz and Bon Maharaj returned to Calcutta, now known as Kolkata, via London. The same year, Schultz accepted initiation from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati and became Sadhananda Das. In accordance with the desire to spread Krishna consciousness worldwide, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati facilitated Srila Prabhupada's mission in various ways. More than 100 years ago, it would have been unimaginable for an Indian guru to offer Brahmin initiation to non-Brahmanas. How did the previous acharyas make it possible for Srila Prabhupada to initiate Westerners? The history of this begins with Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was known for being critical of hereditary as basis for Brahminical status and eligibility for worshipping the deity. He defended the Vaishnava Siddhanta that those born of non-Brahmin families could develop the Brahminical qualities required for worshipping the deity, and asserted that the qualities of a Vaishnava surpassed those of a Brahmana. Srila Prabhupada later used Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's scriptural arguments to justify initiating Western disciples as Brahmanas. But Prabhupada came under a lot of flack when he took his disciples even to India, even gave sannyas, and they were criticized. He was criticized for that by his god brothers. What to speak of that, to give even women Brahmin initiation and allow them to do deity worship in the West. Prabhupada had to, he's the Acharya. He could do certain things according to time, place, circumstance. During the month of August 1911, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was invited to speak at a large meeting in Baligai, Udaipur, to discuss the issues, first, of non-hereditary Brahmanas could worship Vishnu in the form of the Shaligram Shila, and second, whether they could act as gurus and initiate members of other castes. Because Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was ill, he requested Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati to go and address the meeting. At this meeting, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati began his discourse by praising the Brahmanas, and then he cited the sacred text to assert that Brahmanas in the age of Kali are no longer pure and are no better than Sudras or the labor class. So he was very revolutionary in his preaching. Yes, very, very cutting. He used a cutting technique to preach. He went on to quote Vaishnava scriptures proving that in the ancient times, members of all castes were initiated as Brahmanas, provided they were all suitable behavior and character. They were of suitable behavior and character. He explained that the qualifications of a Brahmana is not determined by birth into a Brahmin family, but by possessing Brahminical qualities such as control of the mind and senses, austerity, purity, satisfaction, and surrender unto the infallible Lord. Bhagavad Gita, 1842. The qualities of a Brahmana are there. And 16.1, the divine and demoniac, the qualities of a divine personality. Moreover, Brahminical status as a position teach by qualification. The quality of one's work establish one's varna, guna, karma. Guna, karma, vibhaga, saha. Bhagavad Gita 4.13. His presentation agitated the smarter Brahmana Pandits, marking the beginning of a lifelong enmity between him and the hereditary Brahmanas of Navadvip. This enduring conflict deepened when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta started to award Brahminical initiation to members of the so-called lower castes. He was very critical of hereditary as the basis for Brahminical status. The conflict flared up again 14 years later, on January 25th, 1923, when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati started a month-long pilgrimage tour of sacred places around Navadvip, Mayapur, and the birth site of Lord Chaitanya, for the spiritual benefit of his followers. Renewed confrontations ensued with the Orthodox Brahmin community, who remembered his speech of 1911 against Brahminical hereditary privilege. In his duly discourses, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta preached strongly against monastic doctrines and the privilege of hereditary Brahmanas. During the tour, which was attended by more than 200 people, the pilgrims were attacked by a gang of ruffians and pelted with bricks and stones. However, even after several attempts on his life, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta continued preaching uncompromisingly against what he viewed as hypocrisy and falsehood. These historical facts demonstrate how both Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta supported Srila Prabhupada's decision to initiate Westerners into the Brahminical status. In addition to opening the path of Brahminical initiation for Western devotees, the previous acharyas also offered the successors all the required preaching strategies. A prominent pillar of these strategies was the printing and distribution of Vaishnava literatures, not only in Bengali but also in English. In many respects, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati continued the preaching work his father had started. However, he also introduced some major innovations which had a significant bearing on how the movement took shape during and after his lifetime. In line with Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he stressed the importance of printing Vaishnava literature and its distribution on a large scale, especially because the study of Vaishnava scriptures facilitates the practice of devotional practice or bhakti. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was trained by Bhaktivinoda Thakur at an early age in the writing, printing, and distributing of Chaitanya Vaishnava literature. Sometimes after the Thakur started his magazine, Sajana Toshani, in 1970, which contained news of his mission activities, he engaged his son in the task of proofreading the magazines. Should we continue? Anyway, we'll stop there. And Bhaktisiddhanta's, he left this world 31st December 1936. Just 2 weeks after Prabhupada wrote him a letter, wanting to know what he should do. Prabhupada felt he was doing his business and he was supporting them in some way through monetary gain. But he wanted to personally help Bhaktisiddhanta. So Bhakti reminded him of the first meeting that you preach in English language. You get money, print books. And the same instruction Prabhupada got at the end of his life. He got the same. So he took that as his mood and mission. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Bol.
Any, it's fine. There's a mridanga player. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namah. Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Vishnupad Paramhans Parivrajacharya Astottara Satashi Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramhans Parivrajacharya Astottara Satashi Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Gaur Kishordas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai. Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Kshetra Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Dela Shri Radha Radhanath Ki Jai. Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai. Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Avirbhav Mahamotsav Ki Jai. Thai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the Sammal devotees. All glories to the Sammal devotees. All glories to the Sammal devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Ugram Miram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvatomukam Nishimham Vishanam Bhadram Mrityaro Mrityanamamyaham. Namaste Narasringhaya Praladhaladadaine Hiranyakashipu Vaksha Shilatankanakalaye Ito Nishringho Parato Nishrimha Ito Nishrimho Parato Nishrimha Yato Yato Yami Tato Nishrimha Bahi Nishrimha Hridaye Nishrimha Bahi nishim hridaye nishim Bahi nishim hridaye nishim Nashinghamadi Sharanam Prapade Nashinghamadi Sharanam Prapade Tava Karakamalavari Nakam Adbhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Kesavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Avakara Kamalavari. You can clap your hand. Nrishingadev. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jaya Nishringadev, 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 Jaya Nishringadev, Nishringadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Bhakti Vigna Vinasha Nishingadev Bhagavan ki, Bhakta Shrestha Prahlad Maharaj ki, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. So His Grace Ramanuja Acharya Prabhu will now lead us in the next part of the program, which will be the Pushpa Puja at the asan where Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur is. So we can gather over there, and then there will be the Guru Puja after that.
So, everyone come forward. Ladies on my left and gentlemen on my right. And the others can all stand in the back. I don't, nobody's got the flowers. Who's got the flowers? I do not have. Don't panic, he says. So hold your hands side by side. That's called a when you have flowers in your hands and they're held side by side, that's called a pushpanjali. The ceremony is called Pushpa Puja. Everyone come forward. Come on, you got to throw it on the picture. All right. Oh, I'm just going to read a little bit, half a page. I looked this up. This is about today's the appearance day of Bhaktisiddhanta. It said, on the 5th day of the dark lunar fortnight of the month of Govinda, corresponding to February 6th, 1874, by the Western calendar, and it aligns. At 3:30 in the afternoon, Bimala Prasad Datta, later to be known as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati, made his appearance in Purushottam Kshetra Jagannath Puri in the state of Orissa, not far from the temple of Lord Jagannath. He was the 4th son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Sri Yukta Bhagavati Devi, and at the time of his birth, all 32 bodily symptoms of a Mahapurush, a great personality, were pointed out by an experienced astrologer. Furthermore, the boy was born with his umbilical cord wrapped around his neck like a Brahman thread. The astrologer commented at his birth, "I have done many horoscopes in my life, but I have never seen before such a horoscope filled with all the signs of a great personality. This child will become world famous as a brilliant teacher of life's ultimate goal." When the child was 6 months old, Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra festival was in procession, and the cart stopped in front of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house for 3 days. Following the instructions of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhagavati Devi brought the child before the cart, and an offered garland fell from the neck of the Lord, encircling the boy. This was taken as a sign of special favor by all present. Okay, that's enough for now. So everyone, please repeat after me. Hold your hands side by side. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Anvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhurya Ujjvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudhapa Siddhanta Twantaharine. Now you're going to throw 1/3 of your flowers. Esha Pushpanjali Jayam Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Ashtatarashata Shishimat His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki. His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki. His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Madhurya Ujjvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha. Namaste Gauravani Shrimurtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudhapa Siddhanta Twantaharine. Now throw the 2/3 of your flowers. Esha Pushpanjali Jayam Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Ashtatara Shri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki. His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Samaveta, Jayam Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Ashtatara Shishimat. His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhurya Ujjvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namaste Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudapa Siddhanta Dvantaharine Esha Pushpanjali Jayam Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Ashtatara Satashishivad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki I'm not doing it, I'm singing. Jaya Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Smita, my mridanga is there. Jaya Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Shri Guru Charana Padma Kebala Bhakati Sadama Bando Mui Sabadana Mate Jahara Prasade Bhai E Bhavatoriya Jai Krishna Prapti Hoy Jahan Hoy Te Guru Mukha Padma Bhakya Chite Te Koriya Aikya Arana Koriho Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Utama Gati Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Chakhudana dilo jai janme janme Prabhu se Divya Jnana Hriday Prakashito Prema bhakti jaha hoite, avidya vinasha jate. Vede gai jaha racharito, Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Lokanath Lokera Jivana Haha Prabhu Korodaya Deha More Padachaya Ebi Jash Gushuk Tribhuvana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Jaya Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Jaya Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtatara Shishimat Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki. Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtatara Shishimat Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, ISKCON Guru Vrinda ki, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shadvaita Gadadhar Shivas, Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath, Shyamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan ki, Vrajabhumi Vrindavan Dham ki, Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki, Ganga Mai ki, Yamuna Mai ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Tulsi Devi ki, Samaveta Bhaktavinda ki, Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vicharane Nivishesha Shinyavadi Vastijada Shatarane Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Dayataya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhurajvala Parimadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Mutaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudapa Siddhanta Dwanta Harine Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki.
Hare Krishna. Prasadam in honor of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj will be served at the tent bottom. Please just allow the elderly people to go in the front. And any mothers with young children here can go to the front. Hare Krishna. It's optional. Ravindra?